Alright, what's up everyone? Enola here, the internet's second tiredest music teacher. We're coming at you with a reaction to, from what I can tell, is probably going to be a metal track, so I'm excited. The track is called In the Shadows by Venamoris, and it looks like that is a project put together by Dave Lombardo and I'm assuming his wife Paula Lombardo. Dave coming from Slipknot, not Slipknot, Jesus, coming from Slayer as the drummer. This is what I get for looking at my search history while I'm also trying to do videos. Let's see here. No, you know what? Slipknot's not even on there. I don't know why I thought Slipknot. Anyway, coming from Slayer. So I'm excited to check this out. It's a new release as of like 2 months ago, so it's still fairly new. And it's from a project of his, so that's much different. I liked a lot of his work in Slayer, so we're going to see what this brings for us. Yeah, let's check it out. Forgot to check if this is a visualizer or not. So nothing crazy up to this point musically. It's got a very like ethereal sort of sound as you're coming through, and a lot of the percussive work that I'm assuming Dave Lombardo is doing gives it this really sort of primal feel, and it allows it to really kind of seep down into you. And so when you hear that synth kind of come forward, it like really molds across you, because it's been primed very well to do so by what he's doing with his work there. And I'm assuming it's Paula who is singing, and her voice, I think, fits really nicely for this. I don't know quite what about it is at the moment with her delivery, maybe rhythmically. It just doesn't, it's almost blocky, I guess. I'm not going to talk about vocal things here because it's not my specialty, but I don't know, something not quite hitting as well as it could. But let's see what happens here for the rest of the track, though.
Now you face the mirror, let the teardrops fall. Don't leave the space till you love them all. Hate-filled emotion, now lines of still visible, still visible.
So at this point, I think, and not having heard the last bit of the track, but I think Dave Lombardo could have done a lot more percussively going into that second verse to really amp up energy there. It feels very contained, and that's not a bad thing. I don't know what I want from this song versus what he and Paula wanted from this song. I feel like going into it with a very specific idea is not the most helpful thing for me because I've limited myself on what I can see his work being, but it feels a little lackluster at this point. So let's see how it finishes out for us though.
In the shadow of burning light, your ivory shell, far from sight, into my storm, deep inside, in the absence of light, still visible.
Let's talk about that. I guess what I'm looking for was a lot more, I don't know, something more grand coming from Dave on that particular track, going into that latter part where like, felt like there should have been this big fill here, kind of drum solo, and it just didn't get there. And it got a little busier right after I stopped talking the second time. But most of that was just with snare and cymbal hi-hat ride, like nothing too crazy, just a little splashier, and that was okay. I don't know if I would have put that necessarily right into the track like that, um, but I guess I was looking for something, a lot of tom and snare, really big fill, sort of kind of going through there, really built it up more. But looking back on it, the energy from the track, I think, is kept at a very even level. And that it's a little, I guess, looking back on it, it's a little unsettling in the way that her voice works in with everything and how they have it with just that little bit of kind of echo or reverb going there. It just gives it a lot of extra space to float through. And that gives it a really, really unique sound. So it's an interesting track. I dig it. And definitely not metal in the sense of like distortion and blah, blah, blah. But maybe a little bit more in the terms of like metal in terms of how it can make you feel. It's almost like goth rock or alt kind of something. And the lyrical content is a little heavier too. So that I think that plays into it nicely. But again, didn't catch nearly enough of it to do a full blown analysis there. So, anyway, this one came from the Google form, so I appreciate that. And if you like these kinds of reactions, then feel free to drop a comment down below. Feel free to fill out the Google form in the channel description, or I don't know, just spam bot subscribe a million accounts to me, and I'll see if I can get it taken care of. No, I'm kidding. Either drop a comment down below or in the Google form, and we'll get to it as soon as we get around to these things. But in the meantime, the internet's second tiredest music teacher. This is Ela out.